Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 115. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 9th of April, 2014, beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first five books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Walking Dead number 125, All Out War Part 11, the fucking penultimate chapter of All Out Motherfucking War. Series artist Charlie Adler recently discussed the conclusion of All Out War on the Under the Comic Covers podcast.
I will reiterate what Robert said, because when Robert told me what his plans were quite a few months ago now, put it this way, it got me, not that I wasn't excited about the series anyway, but it got me excited again about the series, because it's very good. All I can say is the end of All Out War is probably not what you expect either.
At number 2, we've got All New X-Men number 25, oversized issue. Artist Stuart Eminem is joined by a Practical Comic Book Artist Hall of Fame for this special landmark issue. Series writer Brian Michael Bendis told the Word Balloon podcast.
So, All New X-Men 25 is a double, close to triple size anniversary issue. It's kind of like the tail end of the 50th anniversary of the X-Men celebration.
Understood. Yeah.
And it is an all-star jam issue. And we specifically went for people who I've never worked with before, or you'll never get a whole book out of them. So we're putting together the final pieces right now, but Bruce Timm and Art Adams and Paul Smith and quite a few other people are joining us for this special. So excited. I can't even tell you how excited I am. We have Pixar artists are in it. Some guys that they're like Tumblr heroes, like Dan Hipp and some other people. Not names you would know, particularly you old man.
How do you know?
You're waiting for
Go on.
Say Ross Andrew and
he's dead.
And hold on, let me. The list is so good. So
yeah, I do want to hear. Yeah. You don't know. I might know some of these people.
And there's this dude, and the reason I'm looking is I can't remember his name, but off the top of my head, but there's a guy on what you call the Tumblr who does this these like kind of Jean Grey stories that he writes and draws.
Oh, funny. And
they're hilarious. We got him. Okay. He's going to do a piece, and it's his first Marvel debut. And but he's really great. It's really fun. So
that's cool.
Yeah, and some real surprises.
Marvel's press release confirms, quote, this April, New York Times bestselling writer Brian Michael Bendis is joined by the best and brightest artists in the comic book industry for All New X-Men number 25, the oversized landmark anniversary issue, featuring the all-star talents of Bruce Timm, Art Adams, Raphael Grandpa, Lee Bermejo, J. Scott Campbell, J.G. Jones, Paul Smith, Jill Thompson, Kent Williams, David Mack, David Marquez, Scotty Young, Ronnie Del Carmen, Jeff Parker, Dan Hipp, Robbie Rodriguez, Jason Shiga, Max Wittert, and Maris Wicks. They ventured from the past to an uncertain future, but the all-new X-Men were never meant to stay. When a mysterious stranger visits the Jean Grey School, Hank McCoy will learn the disastrous effects he's wrought by disrupting the time stream, consequences that could destroy the entire universe. Is it too late to stop its cataclysmic side effects? Find out when the oversized, overstuffed all-new X-Men 25 hits comic shops in April. Close quote. At number 3, we've got Batman Eternal number 1. Don't dare miss the start of the Bat story so big it's going to take every week of the month to tell. A massive cast of Gotham City's best and worst examines the relationship between Batman, his allies, and his city. In this debut issue, Commissioner James Gordon is caught on the wrong side of the law. As a weekly book, this series is set up with a rotating set of writers. Scott Snyder explains, quote, so I'm writing an arc while the person after me is writing an arc while the person after them is writing an arc, but you really have to know how they link up. So we made a really, really extensive document that showed the whole story, like this whole huge story, and the big moments that we really want to hit by a certain point are in there. So the document says, for example, by issue 5, this huge thing needs to happen, this big surprise. And then another of our goals was to bring in 4 writers that we really trust and like, and that we're friends with, and have them come in and do arcs that are about their interest in Gotham, close quote. He went on to say, quote, "That's why we're really proud of it. We don't want it to be something you read and it just feels like a studio factory churning out a plot. We don't want it to be like we're churning out one issue by me, the next by James, and it's all part of one generic story, especially when we're working within Gotham, where you can really explore from a lot of different directions through a lot of different characters and still be writing a Batman story. We wanted each writer to get to do an arc that explores something that's to their interest in Gotham, because I think it'll be a better series that way, honestly. So we still have this huge, big, crazy-ass plot moving in the background and in the foreground a lot of the time in my arcs and in James, but at the same time we want everybody to get a chance to explore the characters in the neighborhoods of Gotham. I'm really, really proud of it so far. All the issues I've read and the way it looks like it's going to link up arc to arc based on our planning and the coordination, and to our editors' credit, Mike Martz and Katie Kubert, I really think it's going to come out great." Close quote. At number 4, we've got Invincible number 110, All Good Things Must Come to an End. While this series does seem to be at a major turning point, with the next issue teased as the first issue in a bold new direction, I wouldn't expect a Marvel Now style renumbering or a new 52 type of reboot, given Robert Kirkman's remarks at San Diego Comic-Con. Quote, "I really like telling long-form stories, and I love that superhero comics are the kind of comics where a guy is introduced in one issue, then 5 issues he does something else, then 10 issues later he does something bigger, and you can tell these stories over long periods of time." Close quote. He went on, quote, "I don't understand the thinking that Volume 17 is something you don't ever want to see, that people would see it and say, I can't get into that, that's too many books. Because of the digital market and the prevalence of trade paperbacks and graphic novels in the bookstore market, they're very available, and it's fun to be able to go in once a month and buy a new Invincible trade and get caught up. I think having the big numbers, having a long-running series gives a series weight. It makes it seem substantial. It makes it seem like it's worth investing time into." Close quote. And at number 5, we've got Nightcrawler number 1. Nightcrawler is back. Newly returned from the afterlife, veteran X-Man Kurt Wagner finds himself in the world that's a far cry from the one he left. Professor Xavier is dead, Cyclops is on the run, and the X-Men are divided. But determined not to let his new lease on life go to waste, Nightcrawler hits the road alongside Wolverine, eager to right some wrongs and safeguard the future of mutant kind. And he's going to do it by the means he loves most: swashbuckling, lady charming, and of course, vamping. Series writer and legendary X-scribe Chris Claremont described Nightcrawler, quote, "He's smart, tough, creative, and daring, with an instinctive understanding of people and situations. He has a wicked sense of humor and a devastating charm. As his body's designed well outside the box of human experience, so too are his thought processes. His normal is revolutionary to most people. Throw him at a problem, he'll find a way to solve it that's unique to him. He quite simply is the kind of man who others trust. To know him is to have faith in him." Close quote. Series artist Todd Nyack agrees, quote, "Nightcrawler's been one of my all-time favorite X-Men. He's a fun, cool character, and he's easy to care about. He's a guy you root for." Close quote. But that's not the only thing that's exciting him about the series. Quote, "Chris Claremont was the first writer I read on a regular basis. It's a thrill and an honor to be working with who I feel is the godfather of the X-Men comics. It was his stories that made me care about these characters and made me a lifelong fan of the X-Men." Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got All New Ultimates number 1. The next generations of Ultimates is here. Spider-Man, Black Widow, Kitty Pryde, Bombshell, Cloak and Dagger officially unite to tackle the vicious, rampant crime wave overtaking Hell's Kitchen. Diamondback leads the teen gang, the Serpent Skulls, as they run West Midtown's drug and weapons trade and deal in murderous citywide terror. Detective Bridget O'Reilly and her anti-gang unit are on the hunt for a serial mass killer called Scourge. They get close, but not without some casualties. At number 7, we have All New X-Factor number 6, Reunited, and it feels so bad? It's X-Factor and Cypher versus Warlock. Serval Industries brings you the super team you can count on. At number 8, we have Daredevil number 1.50. Celebrate Daredevil's 50th anniversary with a look at the future. A special standalone story that takes place on Matt Murdock's 50th birthday. How has his life changed? Who lives? Who dies? See if you can spot all the clues the Daredevil creative team has planted for the year 2014. Plus, stories by special guest creators from Murdock's murky past. 50 Years Without Fear have all led up to this. At number 9, we have Mighty Avengers number 9. The Blue Marvel faces a nightmare from the depths of the neutral zone and the depths of his past. Meanwhile, Ronan can't hide from the Deathwalkers any longer, or from the readers. This ish, the mask comes off. And at number 10, we have Iron Fist, the Living Weapon #1. High above the city in a multi-million-dollar penthouse, Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, the Living Weapon, is haunted by the consequences of choosing death over life. A message from Iron Fist's mystical homeland of Kunlun brings Danny back to his blood-soaked origin of betrayal and vengeance. Revenge is a weapon that cuts both ways. Will Danny survive the bloodletting? A one-of-a-kind kung fu action epic directed by the inimitable Care Andrews. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Astro City #11. When you're the Silver Adept, one of Astro City's newest and most popular mystic heroes, your life is full of magic, battle, demons, apocalypses, and more. When you're the Adept's personal assistant, though, life gets really weird. A look at the woman behind the hero, plus sushi. Next, we have Batgirl #30. An ordinary day takes a turn for the worse when Barbara Gordon must find a way to save her roommate, Alyssa Yeo, from fan favorite villain Ragdoll. We've also got FBP Federal Bureau of Physics #9. After a beautiful moment is shattered, Rosa and Adam get to see firsthand why Nikit is known as the strangest town north of the 48. And we have Superman Wonder Woman #7. Doomsday is awakened and the earth and heavens tremble. And discover how Superman and Wonder Woman survived a nuclear blast. From Marvel Comics, we've got all-new Doop #1 of 5. Living in the margins of the X-Men, Doop has freaked out X-Men and readers alike. However, when he gets deeply involved in X-Men business and in the personal life of Kitty Pryde, Doop will be thrust into the spotlight. This adventure will prove that Doop is, in fact, the most powerful X-Man. Written by co-creator Peter Milligan of X-Force, covers by co-creator Mike Allred, X-Force and FF, and innovative interior art by Dave LaFuente of Avengers and Ultimate Spider-Man. Next, we have all-new Ghost Rider #2, Engines of Vengeance Part 2. Robbie Reyes has been given a new awesome power, but can the teen handle it, or will it drive him to a path of destruction? Who owns the haunted race car, and what will they do to get it back? What are the pink pills, and who's behind their creation? We've also got Avengers A.I. #11. Journey 10,000 years into the future of the Marvel Universe with the Avengers. Humanity is extinct, and machines battle across the galaxy. What is the Galactus Bomb? Next, we have Avengers Undercover #2. Go inside the Masters of Evil. Our teen heroes infiltrate the Avengers' arch-nemesis, but will they ever get out? Bloodstone plus the Son of Satan equals hell on earth. We've also got Captain Marvel #2. Higher, faster, further, war. Captain Marvel forges towards the final frontier and is thrown into the front lines of battle. Can this half-alien survive in an all-alien world? The breakout hit of 2012 makes a glorious return. Next, we have Iron Man #24. The new epic continues, Rings of the Mandarins. Tony Stark on a black op behind enemy lines that goes horribly wrong. He's fine with that. When the enemy lines is Svartalheim, home of the Dark Elves, and Malekith the Curse wants to wear your skin, things get complicated. Will Tony have to resort to a very special Iron Man suit? We've also got Secret Avengers #2. Earth is in danger. Massive decommissioned SHIELD satellites are about to fall on us all. It's a PR nightmare in the making. Speaking of things falling from space, Nick Fury and Special Agent Phil Coulson are about to die painfully, unless Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Spider-Woman save them. Maria Hill is wounded. The Hitman made it personal. Hill's potential savior? MODOK. And we have What If Age of Ultron #2 of 5, The Secret Armor Wars. In a world without Iron Man, the Armor Wars are fought without a victor, scorching the earth. Years later, one of the last remaining superheroes, an aged, amazing Spider-Man, must form a Fantastic Four the likes of which the world has not seen in years. Teaming with Ghost Rider, the Incredible Hulk, and Wolverine, they are in pursuit of the one weapon that could unite the planet, the forgotten Iron Man. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Star Wars #16, establishing the new rebel base on Arachar. Wedge Antilles teaches the local pilots Rogue Squadron secret tactics. Luke Skywalker joins the Aracharian militia on a routine mission, and Princess Leia balances her duty to the rebellion with her upcoming duties as a royal wife. So why is everyone so uneasy? From Dynamite Entertainment, we have Magnus Robot Fighter #2. Russell Magnus thought he was a normal man living a normal life until massive robots tore him from his home and thrust him into a world where men are controlled by machines. How does he get back to his family? Who is the mysterious and deadly Leisha Klein? And why is Magnus so damn good at fighting robots? Fred Van Lent of G.I. Joe and Corey Smith of Fathom bring mechanized mayhem to the Gold Key universe. And we have Twilight Zone number 4. Trevor Richmond had it all, then lost it all, leaving behind a trail of ruined businesses, damaged relationships, and criminal charges. He escaped into a new identity, free of consequences, only to find someone else living in his old identity, someone who's doing a much better job of it than he ever did, and now Trevor wants his life back. The final confrontation between two men fighting for one life comes to its fiery conclusion, and only one of them will survive. From Image Comics, we've got Peter Panzerfaust number 18, The Hunt, Part 3. One of the hunters has a secret, and what's kept hidden is far more surprising than any trap he's laid for Lily. And we've got Savage Dragon 194, Savage Dragon The Next Generation. Malcolm Dragon has big shoes to fill. His father saved the world on a few occasions and kept Chicago's notorious criminal organization, the Vicious Circle, at bay for decades. Can the younger dragon hope to live up to the legacy of his famous father? Not if the new nemesis Torment has anything to say about it. With a benevolent voice in one ear and a sadistic one in the other, he may just be the most conflicted killer of them all, and Malcolm Dragon is the only one standing in the path of this fearsome new foe. From Valiant Entertainment, we have Unity number 6, drawn into the webnet. Unity is anything but unified as the team fractures and must start from scratch, but they'd better hurry because a new threat is looming, and Ninjak must tackle a viral epidemic that's been lying in wait for generations. A sickness is spreading across the land and only the doctor has the cure. Dr. Silk. Out in trades, we've got Triple Helix, trade paperback by John Byrne. Where Trio stopped, Helix starts. There's a monster on the loose in the city, but will the mysterious changelings of Triple Helix destroy it before they realize it's really an old friend? And we have Exo Manowar Volume 5 at War with Unity trade paperback. Exo Manowar locked in battle with Valiant's all-star super team, Unity. Exo Manowar finally has it all, and his people finally have a land they can call home. But threats from all sides now threaten to destroy the man inside the armor, Eric of Dacia, and the peace he has struggled to secure. While unrest stirs and Eric's camp threatens to rebel against him, the most dangerous strike force ever assembled, Unity, have joined forces with the Harbinger Foundation's Toyo Harada to achieve but one goal, destroy Exo Manowar before his actions push Western civilization to the brink of all-out nuclear annihilation. Collecting Exo Manowar 19 through 22 by New York Times best-selling writer Robert Venditti of Green Lantern and acclaimed artist Carrie Nord of Conan, Vicente Cifuentes of Batgirl, and Diego Bernard of Eternal Warrior. Prepare yourself for an all-new story arc of the epicenter of the year's biggest comics event that will leave Exo Manowar and the Valiant universe with him forever changed. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available. I broke out all the Marvel titles this week into their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers, and you can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com, and we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.